bw'umugusi umuruburi kubwatya nabo kurigirirwa na kiro muntu
Mogere bwa Ensoko TV ni mwambie ndingi ya yeri tukeligalia merongo ibere na kiando mutinyo gatano na kabire no kugena kwane kwa bokire bya na boiga no gendere tubiye mwambia ya bono na boiga no gendere ta sense muyende kubati mero bionsi Ensoko kuri komine ibere wikera boni na nicheragire chida ikika kiande gure chinsenye chia bono mwambia somuro biro yiga bwe Etorobini go chakera bono buno chakera wika chinsa isano ne mochi bono mubaso aso kuchukwanira na kumurikira ya gendere toko kana mwambia ya bono na boiga kuchukwanira ase ubwagale alia arengete asole mwambia ya bono tusanga sobwamu wetera senchera yo mutandao gwekerera sesemu ya YouTube Ensoko TV boiga se namba ya mawasiliano na monekera tukichiko soa ase kwani ya itemambia ya bono korenda se bono nigo tokora soa na boiga tuchake nama ya emambia ya bono namba nigere notisano na ibere sana na isatu isano na isato isano nemo isano nemo isano nemo isano nemo isano nemo isato ngukwarigania Eliane Ishmael Mogere. Asomo chakare mambia bono chinga kiribirera lyage siasa rigendera tokini imeyense bosibe ko chero banene bo mwaka bwe chile fuibere merongo ibere gatano na kabere ekiombe kia NCIC gia sokire na kuru kuboria guchia saba Kenya na boiga bana siasa kuyatana na kurase chinkwana chogo segeta obogesako ukwana kurase chiobisi chia NCIC myo mucho Nairobi na barai bekiombe kyo ase baruru kuboria guchia se aba Kenya kobasoera baria bakubwatuka chinkwana echichirache godurubani omorembe imeyense ase boigo baruro kubore gocha saba sae gotiga gutume kwa bobe nabana siasa bureko bwacha.
For Kenyans to know, there has to be complaints. You don't go out there and begin to act on a TikTok clip which has been sent. I've said that before. We are an institution that believes in the due process, believe in the law and the procedures that we have as a commission. So until someone raises a formal complaint, especially from a people, it puts us in a very awkward place because we don't know whether the clip that has been sent is AI generated. So we have to be sure that it is a legitimate complaint that has been sent to us. So until that happens, we take our time to be sure of what we are doing. Because when you call upon a political actor or any Kenyan who has preached the law or seemingly has preached the law, you must have evidence. So I want to begin by that, yes, it has taken time. But now that we made statements right from this place, and I'm on record that I have been calling upon any Kenyan that has a formal complaint to get to NCIC. Now those complaints have begun coming. And on the basis of that, we have launched investigations. And these investigations take a process. We go to the field, gather information. That information is properly documented because by the time we are going to court, we must have a watertight case. So that one, I can tell you, it has nothing to do with the political statements which have been made out there, but rather complaints from the public. Number two, I think it goes together. Why now? Why now? Again, it takes us back to the formal complaints that we have received as a commission. Number three, very important, ladies and gentlemen, this must go on record. We don't wait until a political leader issues a statement or takes it on NCIC for us to act. Like I've said before, we act following the due process of the law, the procedures, and remember we have the NCI Act that guides us and our own in-house procedures that we follow. Let it be understood that These cases sometimes take long. That is very important because once we get the processed feedback from the field through our investigative apparatus, all right, we go a step ahead and involve other agencies so that these other agencies, we have what we call the multi-agency, all right, teams, and also actors. They help us. We work very jointly. By the time we are taking someone to court, I can assure you we have a watertight case. And that's what this new commission has embarked on doing without any favor and without an apology. I made it very clear when we were sworn in, and I've made statements the other day when we issued the joint presser. This commission is going to act firmly. So if there is any political leader that thinks is going to run away and is going to escape taking the burden of proof, they are cheated. We are going to rein in any political leader that is inciting the public, that is breaching the law according to the NCAC Act. That must come out very clear, ladies and gentlemen.
Let anyone recruit your voice, recruit your keyboard or your energy into the work of division. Your future as a young person depends on the peace you choose to build today. To every citizen of this great Republic of Kenya, guard your tongue. Guard your tongue and guard your timeline. Report hate speech when you encounter it. Refuse to share it. Refuse to amplify it. And refuse to let it define how you see your fellow Kenyan. To fellow faith leaders across the mosques, the churches, the temples, and the shrines, let us continue to speak with one voice so that the pulpit and the minbar remain places of healing, not platforms for political divisions. And with that, I would also want to say that every other political actor should respect every other government agencies, including the NCIC, ensuring that we talk to NCIC with a lot of respect and decorum and supporting the work that they do, because that is the reason why they were formed.
Ensi ya Kenya nigegendrete ni chinkwana ni chinsi chorogongo rwa Afrika ya mocha erikuigwana na boigo ensi ya Kenya konyora libaga na igo ensemo yo na igo konyora libaga asensemo yokorosia mabuta guchikoba ime yense omokonyu muraibense Professor Kidure Kindiki gakorege karo kyaba waziri gukwanira ayarengeta mabuta ni igo airere bunensemo ya Lamu na ero yachorirwe asekiwandekyo kirachikobekwa.
Kenya is very keen and is engaging the regional partners in this region to see whether we can have consensus on that facility being hosted for this region. It will create jobs. It will also cushion the economy from economic shocks, and not just the Kenyan economy, but the economy of our neighboring countries that are likely to be sharing that facility. It will cushion the country and the region from economic shocks emanating from sharp oil prices that sometimes accompany disruption of supply chains, like we are witnessing in the last few months because of the closure of the Strait of Hormuz, where much of the imported oil products have been passing, and because of the war between the US and Iran, it has not been possible now to get the normal supply chains operating. Lamu being one of the places that have been suggested as a possible location for this project. And at the moment we are having feasibility activities to determine the feasibility of possible location of this oil refinery, and that is work in progress. It's a lot of work involving technical work, geological, geospatial, and other scientific aspects around port development and refinery development, petrochemical issues. So there are many moving parts which we are handling and trying to align. The government has had really to work very hard to cushion the people of Kenya from the exact costs. If we didn't go out of our way, the hikes would have been astronomical. And I was looking at some of the countries in Asia, some of the countries in Europe, and I've seen the increases. The spikes have been quite drastic, much more drastic than even what we've seen here. So we are hoping that the feasibility work will end quickly, and we are hoping that there will be buy-in of all stakeholders so that we can have this project to create jobs, to create a petrochemical hub for our region, to cushion our economies from oil price spikes, and also to help our industrialization agenda as Africa and as a region. So this is work in progress, and all ministries, departments, and agencies are seized of their responsibilities, and as even this feasibility process goes on, and from time to time we will be reporting progress. We just require all stakeholders to be patient, and as soon as we have more clarity, and as soon as we have clarified on the next steps, we will be able to communicate on behalf of government and on behalf of the two levels of government and all the stakeholders, noting, as I have said, that this is not entirely a Kenyan project. It's an international project involving regional partners, involving foreign investors, and therefore it's sensitive and delicate, but yet it is crucial for the reasons which I have stated. So from time to time we'll be giving updates, and we hope that eventually we will tie in all the loose ends and have the project
bosibe bochorio banene bwo mwako gocha nige serikali yaburiwe kwenekia nkobwatira niere abasubati asobrai no bokoreri ukwara sege karaokia Women's Achievers Conference and Awards ime yomuchio Nairobi abakwani asege karekio nigo baerere buna nigo abasubati gusaba subati na obakonyara kora ense gwetania bagaka asibo igo bakwanire bitango biko bagochia sabasubati na makongo babere bagwetera asensemo ya siasa no burai.
There are many women who are capable of being a better and 10 times better politician than me. But the only thing that stops them is they're scared of the violence. They are scared of the scrutiny. They are scared of their private lives being left open. They are worried about the names they call you. You know, have you ever discovered something when they want to attack a woman, and they will always say, they'll say she's a prostitute, you're sleeping around. Then they will say that you're a drunkard. They will always look for those things, but they don't mention men in the same light. So many women shy away from it. And we must begin to talk about it as women and say we cannot allow this kind of behavior so that we can encourage more women to move into politics. We need to help encourage more women to be able to have mobility and to be able to move forward. And like I said, even when you look at what's happening now, gender-based violence before was physical, but now it's in the social media and so on, and they judge women more harshly than they judge men.
Safety and dignity. There can be no progress where women live in fear. The commitment from government, as articulated by Honorable Chigai, to end violence must be matched with enforcement, justice, and support for survivors. We are here for one reason: to ensure that the progress we fight for today becomes the foundation of the next generation and they inherit it tomorrow. We have to leave this behind. Leadership and representation. We need women writing laws, running companies, and making decisions. Honorable Shiloi's leadership in Parliament proves what is possible when we insist on inclusion at the highest level. Women don't just be comfortable. You must sit at the table where decisions are made. Don't let men make decisions on your behalf. They will not favor you. They will not speak your needs and your wants. Let us occupy those positions.
That said, today I stand here carrying another identity, and I'm so grateful to have seen quite a number of people with disabilities. This identity usually is invisible in conversations about leadership and empowerment. And if we are the subject. We are not the speakers. So I'm truly honored to be here today. And while women across Africa fight for space in leadership, women with disabilities have to fight twice as hard. And I tell you because I have a lived experience. I have lived without a disability. I have only had a disability for the last 30 years of my life. But as a young person, I have known how to live without a disability. And I must tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it is like night and day. We fight so hard and twice as much, sometimes just to be recognized as mothers, as professionals, or as leaders.
Today is more than the beginning of another conference. We bring together women and allies from Africa who believe that the future of our continent will be shaped by leadership, innovation, resilience, and collective action of African women. That is what Women Achievers Africa stands for.
Magiga ye kiombe kia NCSE gochake sabari gochira barai na banasiasa obabiri bakubwatuka chinkwana chiruma minchaneri chikore kiombe kyo ngo muraiwe kia makia DCP Rigathi Gachagua airanerie asogoteba mangana bagakubwatuka bwangoiga tabwatwa mate bwende bwensi ase ogosegeta chiburo buru gose goturbanyo marembe imeyense gose obogesa ku asboigo asemiromo indiki kubwatukana na alia akagere kogenderera ime ya serikali.
Jana nimesema ya kwamba tutaua nyoka pamoja na maya. Nimeona huyu Mukomen ati anasukuma watu ya NCIC ati waulize sisi, ati watuulize sisi, ati kwa nini tunasema hivyo. Sisi tuseme hatuna hate speech. Sisi tunatumia figurative language kwa sababu sisi ni wanafunzi wa literature. Kuua nyoka ni kufukuza William Ruto kwa kura. Kuua mayai ni kufukuza wafuasi wake wote kwa kura. That is what we mean. So NCIC, kama mnataka explanation mniandikie barua nitajibu nyinyi. That we speak in figurative language. Sisi tunasema kuua nyoka ni kufukuza William Ruto kwa kura. Kuua nyoka pamoja na mayai ni kufukuza wale wote wanatembea na Ruto kupitia kura. Kwa sababu sisi we speak in proverbs, we speak in symbolism and in figurative language for effective communication. Harambe! Harambe! Muko salama watu wetu? Wacha nione watu ya DCP, watu ya DCP. Bas, na mimi nasema sitakubali mtu yeyote akosee watu ya Mlima Kenya heshima. Mimi nimejitolea, hata kama ni kukufa, hata kama ni kuangaishwa, hata kama ni kufungwa jela, nitalinda heshima ya wakaaji wa Mlima Kenya na maisha yangu, na sitakubali mtu yeyote aangaishe jamii yetu. Sasa nimeona ameanza kuangaisha Kindiki. Na mimi niliambia Kindiki, Nilimwambia, nikamwambia Kindiki, wewe unatumiwa kunipiga mimi. Huyu Kasongo akimalizana na wewe atakuhangaisha vile alinihangaisha. Sasa huyu Kindiki amehangaishwa, wanamtusi, wanamkosea heshima, lakini sisi hatujali kwa sababu nilimuonya. I told Professor Kindiki, don't dance on the grave of your brother, because siku moja pia utapata shida. Sasa huyu Kindiki amepangiwa. Hii watu ya ODM wanamtukana asubuhi na mapema. Ati huyu Junet anatangaza ati wako na deputy president mwingine na Kindiki yako kwa kiti. Na Ruto hasiongea. Huyu Junet akiongea ametumwa na Ruto. So wewe Professor Kindiki ujue ile mtu anapangia wewe si mwingine ni Kasongo. And I told you my younger brother. Siku alikutumia kunihangaisha mimi. Alikutumia kunichokora na kunipangia jama. Nikakwambia akimalizana na mimi atakula wewe next. Huyu Ruto hakuna mtu ya mlima atawacha hata moja. Atameza nyinyi yote. Hata nyinyi akinarindikire Kasongo atakuja kumeza nyinyi. Huyu mtu hataki mtu ya mlima. Kazi yake ni kutumia watu kama tissue paper. Kwa hivyo Kindiki, ile unapata ni ugonjwa wa kujitafutia. Ile unapitia ni miba ya kujitafutia. Na nilikwambia, niliita Kindiki siku niliona Kasongo anamtumia kunihangaisha kunitoa kwa ofisi. Nikabebeleza Kindiki nikamwambia my younger brother, don't be used by Ruto to undermine me. Don't. Nilipembeleza profesa. Nikamwambia wewe ni mtoto ya nyumbani. Tafadhali kama mimi nitachinjwa nisichinjwe na kisu yako. Na ukinichinja damu yangu ikimwagika itakuja kukula wewe. Na nikamwambia Kindiki huyu mtu si mtu mzuri. Anakutumia kunihangaisha mimi ndio hangaisha jamii yetu. Lakini akimalizana na mimi he'll come for you next. It has come to pass. So my younger brother, pambana na hali yako. But I warned you. Mimi nilikuambia.
Bune nchira yemo yogusira bari mibeke merigie chaye ni gomo director we factory ya Nyamachi na Itumbe Daktari Abel Kenyoru abayenekiri abarimi buna mbachikoegwa ebimeribie chaye busa kurwase enasari ya Mutonto okwana ime ya Tora ni goboigo abayenekiri abarimi we factory ya Itumbe buna mbagenderete gutwara chinkwana cyo kweneke buna mbachiegwatananwa kurwase factory ya Nyamachi eribabe bagwetenera na boigo gusaba aba director na boigo abarimi batige goswanania amangana asiasa na amangana iyoboremi
saritu ababikirite ya Mutonto otu abigite kusuri tomanya tenga ya bas chachi chae go toranenkete bwa chai nyingi guchitumbe igo tutagete chairia ya beira se nasari abarimi moegwe itwe wana se body yaito barimi baito moegwe chaiyo osa timo akana nari murasumike igo bono rosie migondo ya ino umutinyokane chaiyo moegwe inkenkenkenka barimi bari mwarosiri migondo ni murahe anye mugondo toyo nturi kuba chai ikiana ntotagito ko chikoni agenda isiko echai ne ya ino andi tutagete echai mente igonko irari bageri wa kambi ya mona se factory ya Mutonto senga kiye nero ya tangana ya mente 17,000 kilos eli 17 kilos asebas cha nero ya mente musimu mwakoyo igobono ikabwati gona nyama bariri eli 7 igotiga to sumeke chai yago na kuoboa echai yene biashara na biregoro inse onye birense ende mbibe igo ende kemeri nkeyo nkore ngatanga kemeri nkeyo omuremi akoimoka kero mutienyi ogenda kuri kibesa kero mutienyi ayo ngo mwalimu ngo muskari ngo muntu bwa serikali urikire okogenda every month kwabuguriye gekabu gwajikugure gento kwagende bank kwayo kibesa ibimeri binde okoire metienyi sita nimbwati chi avocado abagocha wani sayia bimo mwaka na linkonyora kibesa ekawa miesita neba miesi 3 nebwe kana kero mutienyo kogenda kwanyora kibesa igotiga tokong'ie echai yaito eriegere tomente tonyore engakie gocha noni factory nyaganja ikiagera ntugutena na sami miaka yonse onkwira ribaga gwa kambia muna support member ito neroreta muchadara uyu aenda aga support agateba chi factory chire gusi chonse chimanwa chietenenere utuna abanyene baitumbe na nyamache bono gutubangete turangiri abarimi tusikia chende yimotwe mwako taraera tororenga itumbe yetenene ikinege ntutu arigiti nga kionse kurire mwanje orete buno mu director bas chache igento mwangete no separate itumbe kurunyamaje ibona ya njeru ne board ya ito ya njeru na board member ito bono tiga tonyorane twairwe ke wanda ono nintu tubwanata gwikiasa tukuru mu piro oyu by December iga twakurira manganayo umutoereru lakini amangana anda ya siasa yarasari biashara imanyete abarimi mbabugate amangana amoisike yetokona cha 5% na inde TBK yari kari rubangateba kona cha amangana ya 5% ya moisture atiwe otwara ngambi yatonyorane n'abalimi baito tukwane entubangete board member ito n'abangete ogembo banyoranire bakwanire na intu nyamachi itunge ntubangete tonyorane tukwana amangana yo amoisture esaba gakabari kina nkirigo sinya nabo tukuwa tororenga rakitoko genda mutu
ya televishoni ya Ensoko gwikasero yao kwanyoriribaga ligi yaliyokuraria asegete sena mbeyemo imena isiko yeriroba liyagusi onye kubwa tokuraria gukwenyuria ogukwa gose okubunchuria bono nabo konyoribaga lya bene liyokuraria asegete senieke asoriguri liyakibusani turikere gose twakere simigwitire namba yaito yobunchuria 0788666662. Je, una ndoto kufanya kazi ughaibuni? Mwakala wa ALM tutakuwezesha kutimiza ndoto yako. Tunatoa ajira katika nyanja mbalimbali kwenye mataifa ya Qatar, Milki za Kiarabu, Saudia, Bahrain, bara Europa, miongoni mwa mengine.
We are legally registered by the National Employment Authorities and we are licensed to do manpower recruitment for different countries. Currently we are reaching companies in UAE, in Qatar, Russia, and we are hoping to enlarge our boundaries.
Kwa maelezo zaidi, wasiliana nasi kwa nambari 0721151500 au 0729690571 au unaweza kutembelea katika ofisi zetu zilizopo jijini Nairobi katika jumba la Delta House, orofa ya pili, chumba nambari 204 katika barabara ya University Way.
Tupigie simu utimize ndoto yako ya ng'ambo. Karibuni sana.
Nuganete betri uratumia segari yao ebetri uguchachirimo ugakweba ebetri ulegene chinga kichonsi ebenga kieriberera gosenga kiyobokendu tawe chanika Autobat Kenya Limited no tuli gigiga asing'inchao nigo tokorosia na koni chibetiri uratumia singa kichonsi chibetiri uratumie asigari enke ebasi no nyaneli kurukuru.
Tunapopitia pale kwa gari yako tutahakikisha tumeweka na tumepimia charging system ya gari na pia tumepimia battery na kila kitu itakuwa iko sawa.
Alright. Sasa na ikileta shida kabla hii warranty ishe itakuwa namna gani?
Ikikusumbua kabla ya warranty utakuja, alafu tukishaiangalia tutakupatia battery ya kushikilia tukiendelea kuangalia yako.
Talia yoka ne battery yechinguru.
Battery ya Autobat ni battery ambayo ni spill proof. Kumaanisha hiyo battery haimwagi acid ile ambayo iko ndani. Hiyo battery imetengenezwa na calcium. Kama vile tunajua calcium hainanga water loss. Kumaanisha sasa hiyo battery hakuna wakati ambayo inakauka hiyo acid.
Asamange twakirisimi namba 0739697855.
Kwa wale watu wa kujamstatiwa, wachana na battery kama hizi. Tumia Autobat. Battery ni Autobat.
Ubugima n'urugendo rw'atamange amaya n'amabe umusakito Linet Nyambane niga ng'aririye imena isiko ya gusi na gusanga n'abayaeteire n'abakuyaetera
nchekera na ibole twe unango tebiwa ndabona ibole tukinde buya ngakina kinde buya ekera na chiko ikemia kasta ngachaka ngotiferpo ngoira samagoro wani kamenya gutokanga na twaliro bana wana wacha gitego
aya nime yo muroberyo bumwenori kirali tukule Jumatano chinsabiri chabutuko imeya Ensoko TV oboroso bumugusi chinchira chito chigekoro nigo chirasoko goseli bwoko nene gosiriwa ne chinchira chekerero ekira kikiagire Ensoko TV twachire guturigesa ku kyomugusi kurwa soko limera asendiba y'abanyandwarero
oboroso bumugusi boigekirwe omugusi bono ne chinjira cyago goikaransanse na kubeke TV yawo kwene kingangwe somye uregekoro kyomugusi
wetero muroberyo bwigekoro gyeito hasi tokomera nabaga kaba Samuelere naboigabange nabanyika iligo kwanero ukwebogia chindagira amasikani chinyangi nemejega ao yumugusi
kera litsuko ria ramisi chinsa ibere igoro imeye TV yawo na mbe Ensoko TV
na Stephen nyarikie mbunde tolende ekimira
eye ne Ensoko TV oboroso bumugusi
yegoro yeito imeye Ensoko Ensoko yegoro yeito imeye Ensoko Ensoko ibyengia yagire ngumanga bunalero Ensoko
eye ne Ensoko TV oboroso bumugusi.
Karibu na indo mwanchu mweri chida ikane merongene na isatu igure chinsenye chia bono mambia Ensoko TV uburoso bwo mugusi asense moyende ya kabere asuko kwanira na kumurikira amangana ayo mambia ya bono na mankira tu kwanira amangana bwat kaine oburai obokorelia mogendero na boiga uchumi yense wikere boni igasi ya ikere bosio bochore banene bo mwaka bwechile fibena merongebe na gatano na kabere. Karibu sana tusanga asubwamo mutando bwekerero asense mo ya YouTube Ensoko TV na mbema wasiliana kunya gwetere nsabu nigere notisano na ibere sana na isatu isano na isatu isano nemo isato karibu tusanga asubwamo inga kinkwarigania abageni tugochusangamo na barabwe mambia ya bono barago sogeriga aseri tukeriga ndo chumutie nyinkoera okale kurwa bunto soe asenkwa na ite mambia ya bono tuchake na nsemo yagati
mbia mono muralia aseri baga mbia mono sinya Sakiagara otekire rituko lya rero. Abaligiri b'Ensoko TV, abali Kenya, abali Square Kenya, abali gusiangima na wakwanira ngambia muri mwense. Letali anenkuru kwa Mary Clinton na chira rero Ensoko TV to sange nkwana amana.
Karibu sana. Sensemo yago Samuel.
Nanjo mwanchu muriria matagare na wakwanira na kibwa akire. Njasa mareta mumanyi ngoro kunande inde Samuel ku Nyamira Kitutu Masaba Ligo Maward Mangonere village teato sanga asiri tukolia lero asali atutunge dialia itu abene
Emambia bono nigo tuguchake nkwane ita sengencho nigo tugukwanira yabwatikaine obokoreri oburaino oborega iga siasa yonsi nweregatia yabwatikane no uchumi yensi wikiraboni gase twekeire na monekera totigariti mitinyeme kiguchiase obochori obonene asobora boiga oboya borabi siasa ngakia engabone ya Clinton tuguchakurase ensemo yage mambia ya bono so far so good state ya uchumi yetu se economy ngayuraje beke
Omurari ambia mona asili baga uchumi ya Kenya kana kwa tama kuligeri from analysis goranga uchumi yetu ya terminal ko kusukeke wanga kama kurase kwa rende magega bwana twachire mutwe uchumi ya Kenya saizi ni kwande ni generally kana kwa tama kuligeri na reports chikuru kuru the World Bank na goranga Kenya is among the top performing asoko kumnyaka uchumi ya Kenya na ne dola goranga ya sukirense korokinga value ya Kenya we are growing very fast and igitoka keroma Ishmael wetoense ambiamono kya we are progressing as a country ambiamo
engana nere gwakwanirira bigoro ya dola ntaraena naliba guchia se sami nere amentera kwanire kendi igoro ya uchumi ense kera gukwana mwana ya dola serikali yabona ngaki ya rwo sobisi serikali ikora una Daktari William Samoei Ruto engaki eyo oinyore engaki nere dola ya chite gakina kurwa bunandika manya guchaka gokeana aigabona mabuli agachaka koba amabuli agachaka kobana na kieko nyarikana na serikali ekera go sobisi mbarabu bayirete go dola yegakina na ande bono yachakira go kutirimboka kelia abange bayigenete na yene nchire yemo bagoteba na itiza gema ni mchezo wa town asumuno walia bwege Swahili na na yakosoli tu ye town maigana kyugo kinyegento gosena kyoko okoirere gento kikine kurwa bunande gichake gokeana alafu kemenye gikasigete gekirere aro ne lieta serikali yari kwa roseri gose muroberikyo linge aya
omararia tiangurusha makosa wote kana mchezo wa town ya utili boygo kogera inyoranga from the previous regime ya government ya lengo dola ya lengo ko ya ko nyachire bakao almost 170 nyali gere kogenda kero ko nyali dola 170 ko nyanga twa value ebe sero tu mundo ko nyanga tikore twa value wana serikali ekayaswa the current regime bakairania dola value ya dola buikaranse ya talinga na serikali ko kyani ebe ya dola ini analysis ya corona na the world market nero ba analyze banyaranga dola ya korek ya chirense wana karaye nanse ya were ngabono is a good normal value ko kata everything in the world wana iko rank the Kenya's economy among the toppest countries in Africa, in fact among the top 5 value is nothing about the regime nelinga the serious serikali yako kora nera kogera value yako koraki equal to the standard of the world class
Sami ngai uchumi itere wikira lero iga
yona atagarere na rero mali amenyete nzengao mali kama yatike omali tete kubolinga the report ya World Bank yoko eresa World Bank released a report yo tabanga as Kenya bono iga ya ikiri status area omuntu yani paka ba reducing omuntu takonyara konyora 159 shillings chiokoragera in a day. That is the World Bank report. Latest World Bank report. Whatever he's saying, you know, sometimes could be saving to collectively so that you don't be asked a question. And then Omari one ingiye kwa economy. Answer me direct. Economy. What builds our economy in Kenya? It's one, our agriculture, which is completely doing pathetic. Tourism,
which is a major income ya ito.
Gashagwa rateba na abatali bararira ngora.
Bararira ngora asenge njo Kenya no.
Obusagani ni chibura buru.
Obusagani ni chibura buru byagerere ni. And protect korwa zo mali cause kara kwana tikwa. So what I'm trying to say is number one, we need bunaba Kenya, we need to separate PR and the real actual things on the ground. As much as you go government through jae no wanyete aba karo monto kwa eresira mangana maragoba no matenga ngakyo kole bintu bya na bana bali mo. The point nelinga listen Omar, the point nelinga you cannot say our country economically is doing well when you and me yani opposite the reality, but you're saying the economy is doing well. The economy is not doing well, one, and this government is the worst regime we have ever had in the Kenyan history. It is ordinary. Once Orochenga, for example, the president, one is, for example, one, is the president himself. N'abantu baye. Abanta abaye ekerugwata abanta abaye bibatari competent in every sector. There is nothing that to expecting there is improvement of the economy. The other part nelinga bona igaze tuikere as a country. I think we are going otokogenda roji. That's what I can say. Doje dogoji
umuraya
irane lyango
yana kuruza makosa kitangani mani watebere nga nkasi kwate bakuru ntombe kitu masaba musimbegete chaye nteke tangani talibo echaye musimbegete kumagega nja koneka sai kure government ya so chimburoka sialenge buna arimo basa kare chaye ko chikoirwa e government ya so chimburoka chiri chonsipi echaye sai ya soka yake na to the buyer direct buburaga bolibo tayo uizo kwanja na nchenge for the last 2 years chale ko magega abantu bechaye babere bakonyala benefits bata kanya olire igo kera batebanga nga mangana ngoto te aga igatali ina ataka iga igendo kende omurali nawe go sabaiga mumani karaba patriotic to a country umeta ba Kenya nto aso ikere sai mwanji tinsa ya ino ya bere nga munyi ta Kenya lakini mwana mutaka bikomenyo bakego bijo batabanga ngabona ne government umuntu ko tofene president number 1 kama tinga president nero the symbol ya national unity as a country one a president to bwate otemire ko kora binte binge ekawa abantu bazimite kawa Kenya kawa squeeze ya tore value baka abantu bo bange basero no ejo mbango tugora basimeka ekawa because ya mentre value asenga njonga serikali ya soiro ya temire ase kunyara utakere ko agriculture kuveka all sectors pamoja tuko ase China kawa ikaenda asa abantu bakora mabintu na chinsu. They are benefiting a lot because chizu kale uzikoli kuruma kamna kubra harimo bogera mata chizu chaka chire chasareka. But since the government so in the office patemire chizu chire balance chikora chiriko sareka. Igo mumanyi karaba patriotic to your country and change yago no menyeta Kenya kaiga karanyanja kwanza umata comment
asense mo yoboremi korengana no abaremi ase engeri libanyora ye bonus ase mwaka uyu igoeta enkwaro che bonus ke ochapaka shilingi yange 17 abandi 10 kugenda kero korengana rogongo rwa gusine ensemo ya Mount Kenya ni chinsemo chindo kanyorana rogongo rwa gusie nige ebese yo engeri abo nigo ya chitensemo no na ekorengana nensemo ya gwatebire na oboremi wechae no nyene engeri eli gaseri gocha abarimi nigo baba bakogokela kiguransemo ya barimi tukwera na magegake ekerero nkiaringe sana na gusi ukomigwa nkware ngororo sana ishilingi ange 17 yani igona liete meta sensemeria yechi bonus asensemeyo yengeri guchesa bari
umurali na chagala tebanga kare serikali ya sote jimbroka challenge chinyinga ase sector ya KTDA ase chae mono okonya garange echa abantu bari bakonya no muntu oliyo gotore chae yonyere tulbali nera ukonyaso mono jimbroka chabe oro polong nene government ya temere go capture tangu botabinga ekemerie chae chiza county chile una Mount Kenya echa yaba konya almost 70 lakini weka gusi konya nga jibroka jibari no chire director ba chibasa chiri ba bwatana ba basangana ga ba chibwata ba be ko mubuko bakaraki ba lakini the government nega dete sai kunyago capture abantu bali bonsipi bagende koti bakana balemi chibasa chiri bali because China yamo ekebana kama ke kwa mase lira bali ya Kenya yamna mutunga China government Kenya yagenda ali yagata chibasa chinyinge kubwa ilire gusi asinga njake apa director aba na basarire umuremi uje okwaraki okore cyane nakina takotanga mumanyi ungantirenga nakaranche ense yago karabata banga ibintu byasarekire abaremi aba ngoba umisa no mo president ara umisa mo president obere freedom yako kore byasare komanya ngo mugusi oli umino mo director mo ajartali nero ko bayibera
you know Ishmael they to speak from one mouth. Don't disapprove yourself. Omari ngento watabanga ingano mbone chae gusiye bantu baliete pona sibya nande you have come back nande wachake omari listen mali tiga ka kwara tagara nje ngotagarre karo kokwana omochando UDA ekaro UDA yabo so yiro mutu ekaro UDA yabo this UDA is the government. I use UDA as a government and I use you as a government because whatever you are speaking, you are representing the government. Listen, if there is a time, ekarato chakoleta ba director ime tuacha whatever ngaki ngaji broker chiri government ya chirusi rioro government ya chirusi na kiagara tabantu bari kuriere pona siringi 12 previous rich basere ngaji ari kuriere. I'm asking you previous rich basere ngaji. You must say again to substantiate your mali. You don't speak just because in a was already script you one. You must substantiate again. Omari listen. Tinda kora time yani. Omari bono iga abalemi baito becha egusi. This is the time they are crying, and this is the time I buna Kenya kwanza yani mubwate script yoko chaka kupapasa abantu kuba masaje megongo ngabono echae mwali etebuya where abalemi baito becha bono iga this is the time they are crying. Ote compare na Mount Kenya. We are not talking about Mount Kenya, but tagarre tuna to kuana iga into batagarre kabagusi inki what did we get karate listen amangane chi broker this ekere government to kurusi broker that means to wanda kunyora reprieve oto kwenda konyora ngati mune government ya so ate brokers imbaru zetu it's government to government wana abalimi banyodre chibesa cyabo buye kuse balirete 25-30 muna wanda bakolire 70 in other areas. So you cannot sit here go chaka go defend something you cannot substantiate your mali. You can't.
Na ara iko kuligekero kyo kwa senate kurase county ya Nyamira asokurwa nokoze no mumanyete ochakire gore oretre tirinchira alia gwachirire chigo cyo gupima na echae of course no matera tirinera oriri kurwase factory ego chiacha no lego chopima echae lakini era tirinera alia ya retirwe na obwibimbole gatiega gwechikiro so omoremi karetere chae ya setundu bali chae tararusibwalia osechigo pimwa na bali bache kunyoi tigo moremi orapima
echae kwanza
ne ratire libara terugaje nengane achake koleto kumusanana na siasa no koleta siasa ase oboremi bwekemeri giechae igorengane yigayo koleta chirati nere bya koleta era tiriende ngao tumanyete nere tinero ro baminto ekorwase factory cheita kire chae kuyu
ama diango bole ekara kwano kole yanga turi kwerengi ya wata bayangisa dinero nte tuko kwa mara wakana chibesa what is the nkyo ombobeki omoremi gopima echa ya rore
kine ekara kwano kole nyama no nere tiriao
enyama is a different
ekara kwano kugora mafuta no nyane kogenda nege pimero kiagora kina osekara kugoro sine chibanda no ngenda no mokebo gona kyo mokebo yogo enchira nero kwa rukanya onachelete igoro gaiga igogana no yogo na oyo no yo ne pimero no yo
omokeba entonces te bangering aquí ekero abantu ba raise eyebrows nga there is something which is cooked here that is why kwaro chenga ki omonta te aquí orori ngaki omochando asense moye cha omochando noro enchira nero abalimi ba uchesi bumopira that is why okay tote be ono mwana siasa it's a campaigning tool na ikete to boroki ngaki bono inume entonde to boroki echaya ino ge kolie go this way obaye tere ngaki pimango chikiro chino ga otara ara so etundu bali me pimango ro senchiche no challenge teni go senchiche teni
anya so kwingine nchire ya makoli yo mwana nchi ya mwegene na
nero yachikonya which of course by the way it's a sign leadership is just showing a sign inki kwa kodi inge tukiwo chikokora magozo taiyo Jeremiah okay tinde tukukwana lieta magozo taiyo omuntu korokia abantu ngaki nchekero nkwenda kwaso amagoso gariga actually that is leadership amagoso gariga nandi nere njire nkwenda kunyarekebisha so I don't see a problem as okoreta chira
mwanaleti yankwana regente just nini oyo koreta chira tirie is my friend and then those kind magosa gukora naya inkia kogera koreta abantu abachira tiri amata kwanza radine jibroka chake itidie chire chifactory chagusi at least one na last time tanya kuyona because chikire jinonga otira bado amakonya gosira twanyorire chibesa nene chiko pimu ngai chia ndare ko kora the best thing to amotebya ratakira kwanza agenda asijibroka chagusi achakira ora abantu bali director bali bonse babere mali chi manager bonse ipi ara barusi yo gako barusi bonse ipi wana mocha otakara chibasa chiri chikotoka amacha ko chibasa chekiro
ingiawo chakira chibroka umali ingiawo chakira chibroka na ande gwatebirere government ya diri ne chibroka ya rusi ryo why you
wakinata banga lakinata no tanga understand nata banga gusiyoka no bukungobore chibeka chagusi na baraba bebuka bagenda tena ko lakinata migos the best thing ara chakire tiyategera mangana chikiro chikwanza ara chakira abantu bali like chiri bale mali kwanza abarusi ororo chibesa njire gusi ko January ko tia director tenga kilo money myaka 28 shillings true or false ko njya tabataiko bakabona ya mbana gwakanu director chino chira obisi ngobata makosa Luto bata makosa
toso ase ensemo yende kera to kwara mangana bwatikene na government policies government policies winyore nanchire chiri chingi nchomono either gokonya nonye bari bakuru ku investors bati kweka imeyense na ndikonya policies konya chire chingiya nabo aba unchiri na bakuigeka imeyense investors factory ebiwanda bunabona noro chense ya Kenya Uganda na Tanzania ense ya Kenya nega ni iri gutwara oil refinery asensemo ya Lamu nero ya chorege karonkeri kyari ngeri tukolie igoro ense ya Tanzania engakiye mu murayi wense na chete Tanzania ogoteba na twakwanirega lakini murayi uri Tanzania kumugori na ayenango mugo kwanda mangana yega ya mafutandi twigwana netena ekiwande kikigo chikobekwa asigiti gusense meyiga lakini wikiraboni ikorengana no mukonyi bumurayi wense professor Kidure Kindiki nigo kiganira kubekwa sensemo ya Lamu igo nechinkwa na chigenderete gokorekana lakini ebiga byonsi ipi nebana ne factory nebana ebiwanda nebana naba unchoreri imeyense elio ubunchori gokorekana no kweka wikega kwane kiwa nabo igo gusuke mutwe gwika government policies nyare ko boro chigo favor chire favorable go climate asesemo yebiasara to chakara nsemo yago sami igoro ya government policies ngo favor chire amangana yebiasara of course na kekwera nyone job creation asesemo yabasai ko joremero.
If I want you to take inquire, it's just actually on public domain. No what the interview ya Sifuna yesterday. He was saying yaikere in Kenya ekere investor ya chire kwanyore investor na gaikire onyore gusino mugonda tete ko set for example a factory or an industry kwa kwanyoranga in Kenya no umugondo oyo riri buna gorero umugondo oyo iga atara akoro kwa kwanyora abantu bande bachire batatu babwate the same title yo mugondo. That is something that has happened actually around I think abantange bane ba reported that same thing. What does that show you? When it comes to investment, we are scaring investors away. One, for example, investors yabantu bagocha nabazungu. Mostly abantu bagocha nabazungu. Abazungu, when they have that notion, there is a government is incompetent in terms of you go fight corruption and you go fight, for example, environment you go thrive in their business. They hoped. For example, East Africa, they hoped to go in a different country. In terms of policy to have in this country, Tanzania has gained more. Even companies, do you know how many companies they have closed in Kenya? How many employment we have lost in this country since this regime came? I will substantiate. I will name all the companies, for example, right from 2020 up to date, today. How many people? We have millions of Kenyans have lost jobs. Reasons, it's because of government policies that are not favorable. Asa abantu abagocha kubeko ekesa chibeza seitogaiga egere banyore na intutonyore munaba gose country ta our youth banyore chigazi bakora. So government policies ne eragere even in economy will only thrive. Tukuna ukwana igore economy yetunga ye omochando to bwata is just about policies and the people who are there to make barosie encherengi ya bantu ko invest. Even Kenyans are also investors. Umuntu rawa ngakiti kandu kusi ngende invest kajiado obole mombororo. But when you see the environment, for example, asoko genda okole biashara kwa mara ko government bakona go change rules chikona go change kwa mupira ko genda, you will not, as an investor you will only lose. The next time more than the people who are working for you, they will not work for you because to what we soko bakana umochando no linga biashara bikwabitire kwayire n'abantu abalo kolega na barabu chifamili chachandekire because they are not going to work. So to me, I think this government the president might not be the problem. The president might not be the problem in some instances. The problem is abantaba. If the president, for example, look at no esako yao konyole egota ere surrounded na bararia because that is your profession. Now back influence because na wota ete kogeini korunga ngakiasa ni yao kwana ngaki oyo ndebe igosenchuli kishura kwa because that is where your focus is. But when you go to abantu abaiga asenkorokera asenkota vera ngi president abe etaba abantu aba he entrusted them inga abana abantu barankoleregas. See what this dual is doing. See what Molkomen is doing. Even nonye erieta chigun Kenya is surrounded by goons. It will scare any near way. It will scare the investors away. That go scare away oko kwa our youth are not going to have employment. So policies, for example, policies and the security. Policies joke. Even the security part, nere actually go propel. Abantu goja se goja
Kenya kwigura ibiasara se mambia ko bokanyore na
anyore bintu bya yambio so mojando na bokoba na beko nyarikana ngano nyeru to bona amaoka ya igare tight. Why abantu abana igite kubachora basaliri bajakire kuragera rasengenjo one akoba denga ntekyo nanje no nitagete kati yana okaro konte minuto te kati inje yana tingobeko
Omari
umuralia kana shakira samia se na murusia magoso iyo ndege tanguru si samia magoso nkelinga chi company chikote yabanga chigosiekwa abanta gusaba sunga abagabo bwate abangana bachire Kenya bachire Tanzania. Don't compare Kenya na Tanzania, by the way. Tanzania is far away from Kenya. Kenya is
far away in terms of
chire very far, as in economy go compare Tanzania na Kenya is incomparable. Itonya compare my issue ne ngo tayana kisami investor abakara bagocha policies chibenchi bororo nkwe back to history some 10 years ago nkwa rochi somewhere in Kilifi abantu a company get ya nkoyo ya prosper ya rwari ki abantu bakawukora abana nawe bakabona basaje barombali kunya nawe koraki cross family because company ya ngoro njati kota king amasla ya Kenya banabo again tata aro se profit ya akore agenda sopo aba Kenya ba kumia in history lige paka saya bantu baro tuna to kona Kilifi patali functional because abande ba ukorete abande ba tora chideji one policies is last machibe core as the government with number one taxes na into tutageta income je tukuri taxes enyago to konya into ji facilities chikola kigenderere. Number 2 policies is just machibe roro nali abantu bali ba korona sigasi mali babe secured bon abo kwanja investor yo taiti ko boro policies ejiga oyebacha otamo Tanzania wasa wasa bakoleta ki bali cheaper but policies just much better Kenya na lichira agendereri ama silai ya bananchi ninde chikolege egento kende kya kabiri abantu aba wata investors yabange bacha bono ba invest ba chire mono into technology batari kwa basaba itogasi bono ata kiero to ko mugondo ito obeke investment yago ore taji machine ku bongereza ji robot chikole gasi aba Kenya barwasumbo gete you better go ore befu go for somebody o cha kwa abantu aba gasi bakore the same appears biologically sometimes ba kika kaisuku umuntu ore teji machine choko terecha ojibeke mugondo wana bafanyikazi bali bonzi bare ngoro babutiro. What do you expect to go to Mondono? Tiagende, Atiga Banto, Montomonga, Okwana Banta, gas. Whatever in Gastel Ken. Listen, you go Gastel Ken, Nate Motor, and try to take the best as the Bawacha, but at the Chirobo, Chicolegas. Abantaba, Kuru, Igas, Etoke Montaco, and your legacy. Security is guaranteed, Yakiromonto. Security, Kenya, by the way, is very important, son. Kenya about political stability. You can't compare Tanzania, how can you do not to Monto and wake up what are dictator. I never think you can't compare Kenya and Tanzania. Security ya investors is guaranteed. Issue in Jamaica, no money taking Abanta, but it was a profit yoka, but I go collegially, a country give a benefit.
Sabia se engane watkaine na taxes impact tax to wate goikira bono igand of course asumswado yo etuwo wangwiga ntwa ranchirororo bateme chinde nchiri bateme tokorekebisha chinde batigite chirusi woro lakini umwaka ngocha kole umwaka ngoyo kera turuchie because umwaka wana noyo mutwata serikali igabosiwe bocholio bana ndeka kwa to kwanira mangana taxes ko kogendereria korwase umaria atigera boigo.
What are you, Mali? Mali don't mislead abantu. What I want, the economy of Tanzania is much higher, very far by yani in terms. Tanzania, Kenya, here that 6 billion. Tanzania here 90. That is times 2. In terms of our economy per person. In terms of Kenya larger economy and high average income per person, we are very far. We are doing much. Yan Tanzania we can closer to us. So don't mislead. Kutako mislead abantu. Nga economy ya Tanzania nga get up with by far. I think you're going to go to draw and take you because you are misleading. You are misleading the public. No, listen.
Kwende Tanzania. Karibu. Akaligeria kanyoranga Tanzania kende nkijera table at value.
But what you are saying
akanyira ni back to Kenya because Kenya is higher compared to Tanzania.
Na bako nayo.
That is the fact that
you're contradicting yourself.
I'm not contradicting myself. Ile dongo tengana Kenya ila tambi na Tanzania. Tanzania bantu bale ora kwambe ne county yao yana mira ora kwambe na bale
sema ya taxes.
So bono na ndokere na to kwanira before I move to taxes. Samia Africa manufacturers Samia Africa add 3,000 employees. Closed. Samia is no matter Samia. Yeah. We come to Athi River mining. Athi River mining. Closed. Between 2022 and this government, today, TSS grain millers, employed a number of people in this country. They went. That machine, that robots, the colleagues, government. We come to floral paint printers, package manufacturers, Havana Spring, and mash board builders. It's robot the mash. So again, don't get to Chakukwana, take to Kwana substance. Again, to Montago substantiate. In this, it's because of the policies and the government in place. These policies, because an investor looks at it all along. You know, investor is nothing about no money to work on investor. They value things. Even don't be back lay down. I got saying enjoy naked these factors. These are the factors Chico Garanta and Revia in Kenya. So to move to another country because he's going to gain. There's a time an investor came in transport, and I remember this. ilikuwa inaitwa ya record Quick Bus. Quick Bus was a UK company that came here. Ekero rajaga just konyora li rube from NTSA for it to operate around here. But do you know they were investing billions of money in this country just at the start at the start 300. So what we have lost. So I come to the tax because I think I could dwell on oil on amangano mali because your mali speaks PR here government. Amangana tax. One, even investors, they look at the tax implications. Co-invest in this country. When the tax is higher, the raw materials, as in Gobeke company, what do I gain from here? The taxes scare away, where low taxes are being paid in another country. So it's not about investors, it's about what they are going to gain. This is the reason why when an investor comes, taxes, it's X. Once tax is an X, there is no business there. That is why Ethiopia is thriving well, because any investor comes there, they are taxed free.
Okay.
Once any company ya create war. Kesa abantu abagocha okolega zingwaka na tax to the country. Then it's better we tax abantu abange totige one company by reduce the tax the business thrive in that country because a tax years the owner is gaining, the country is gaining, people are getting employment.
Omari asense mwiga yebango wenyura so mwaka ori 2024 asumswa wechwesa bo mwaka wechile fibere merongebere na kane egatie bintu biribirete paka basaba gacha besokya na mangana yebango osichibango chirichia bekira so muswada ori wechwesa na aigano isabari ngimeacha kete paka maunchire gacha koreka na serikali abawaziri bari bachite gocha paka astwachire wekira lero iga ine kurese moya taxes chige chire favorable gochia se household na boigo ebiasara go se kerengere kyangere kike
igantana kumiro morali samyura wate illusion sinyenge sana. Number 1 taxes tukwa kana Kenya bedejire very favorable. Consider these other developed countries emonto akonyoro tax yakwa kanigwa is very higher compared to Kenya. Nendo tutagete onye ndi aba Kenya aho tenye ndi tuanjire country tuanche tuweka twaga chense yaito tuanche kwa kana tax yeli a country go develop through taxes. Mangana tonya utonga borrowing chanya gurukuru ali chipa ya chanya kore tu chanya ku interview na mangana tonya utora jide chanya ku bulk onye ndi abantu bancha it is worked by the way because it's called the housing levy. It has been built under the category of taxes chapa Kenya bagwakana aba Kenya buli kire muntu era basakari chukuli 20 amsiri chiriko chinko konacho cha kilinga through that taxes affordable housing chakoreki
sema kwa mene serikali azasamia reba watu abana litukubago cha konyoro burai housing levy negative bintu biri bago cha kuchakira nabo igerusi gwaroro mambya
omarali tiara kuboliga ene taxi oba Kenya yarositi chinyombechi nini yahorokiri emyaka ya kurumagega the previous government chabero njaga turusi tax baga kodrebo bakodrebo igo kona chiba yase chichanyo ryasi chikobekwa ende gwetera government ya sai toro kiunga government ninya go tumeka ji taxes buja one aba Kenya ndi bali wanja by the taxes to work in Kenya is very low by the way is in very favorable
because kana nsemo yao ngona chuole
mnanche kero salia na go soka pesi piane by the housing levy is just for 415 shillings kwa kana per month 415 shillings tiba since nini but onye kubata abantu bali in those developed countries in the UK na yuguna maita mangana UK mangana quick bus abantu bali kwa body taxes bagwa kana by the way umonda na wakano in a day almost $100 but a tax achiba sako na chila nyumba is almost 20 because a tax abari very strict lakini yakora ekokolegazi apa Kenya ndibancha tuanchense yeto samyantense yago bwana ga no boire antense yago manyanga tax nere nto we cannot work as a country minus the taxes to work kana na chikogera ibinte binge biko nyarago gendera as a country
Omali is missing the points here. Omali, we are not fighting here. Omali, the illusion you are telling me now, do you know why? Omali, you are comparing Kenya, a developing country, and a developed country.
But we can go there.
Listen.
Developing, no, develop.
You know, this is not go move from developing to developed. Is not that you could Nairobi. There must be policies in place. Good. Listen, Omali, I think you are not moderating the show here. You don't moderate the show, no, Ishmael. What I'm trying to say in Keringaki, Omali is missing a point where what happens, taxes, for example, is in the UK. What are the conditions? One, you are earning. In terms of paying taxes is not a problem. It has never been a problem. Now, many as taxes, even higher than this country as a What I'm trying to say in Keringaki, when, for example, the economical was the positive thing. Omonto bwate nyumba mwaye, or benyete mwaye bana kama to kwa na Ishmael. Amenyete mwaye, na ndo na housing levy. Ngetu kya ko ni kurworo. Listen, nani Omari. I'm asking you a question. Omonto amenyete mwaye is a public servant.
Kurugusi.
Tutebe no muntu amenyete ga Nairobi. Ogoli nyumba mwaye agwaka na mortgage. Bona as we speak, agwaka na mortgage. Na nengwaka na housing levy. I want you to ongereza ngaki, what is the gain of this person? No, simple. Again, ya nere.
Nakiko tabinga kara kese yabo.
Mondo dai yota tinza yayo man.
Kara protect you brother.
Tell me.
Tumweda ikaya mwera neliyo.
Ngiraneri. Nakiko tabinga sami anti country yago. Manyanga bantu mbale batabwa tinyombechi. Nagiye kwera serikali yatebeta ngayaya. Tigana baro tubakonye. For example, Nairobi wamenyete. Ya mukuru kwa rocha bantu na bakonyeka. Turu taxi yo tabango monto meta gusi tigana taxi rusi konyo monto yo kana kiwa tabuata. That is what we are doing as a country.
Omari, we cannot argue on that point.
Omari umo senator we county ya Nairobi Edwin Sifuna libolia asensemo ya Trans Nzoia na Bungoma aso musagara kono linda mwananchi ligabore tina wekerbone gagwetera se obwaga chinyomba chiri lirense chiri chiaga chiri wekerbone ga ligabwata liboli na wekerbone ga Islamu irenga chiarusiwe imeyense kuro chinyombe chiga chagetuwe otebe na labda mkuru kwa jenga chiarusiwe ogana sema ya kibra chiarusiwe ogende usensa utio South B gocha asenga chikorega no senator no nero senator we county ya Nairobi wekeraboniga alisi bali bamenyete bado no bagenderete konyoro bomenye nande no bamenyete go wekeraboni bado nyomba chiri ondeta hiyo
ata Islamu ya ngwada mkuru kwa njenga. Tell me abantu barusi tu ngaki mukuru kwa njenga bano tuwasiekere chinyombe chiti apartment tu abekere o 10 floors abantu barusi guwaiga babekirwa. Tell me.
According to census, Umarali,
population. Not according to census, according to what actually has been happened.
Give me time, my answer. Give me time. According to census, according to from the 2017, abantu mete Islams in Kenya, by the way, is almost 20 something million. Abantu mete in slums. Nairobi yayo kama abantu mete Islam tucha kiroro is almost abantu abange sana. Wona abantu antonya ko move one singa kwa tubaimo kure Islams tubanganye ko cyari. What you are doing is a process. Eyibona muangire inyusambe mwanyangire ngamota yetito koleki. Tunganya abantu abakurudega tubaire those good houses bachiko karaki bachiko menyororo. Sami ozo ko digere bya ya narote mukuru last year kare nyuma itaje korosu abantu bakasukuroro murabona to kuona iga industry area abantu ukuru abantu basuke tuko bakanda komanya chi affordable housing igwana ko jakoro korosu kali industry area sai to kuona iga bira kitabira site ko karaki ko bebwe chi industry chi ni korosu koro asa abantu bamenyete bangani kuroro bakoreki bachiroro kururi fridays ka to abantu boss bangani tukorwari bakarusu bakairu as the good affordable housing ngote komanya nyuma tinta ndo chirosi chomba ji extra ka nya to karaki ko chirosi in every part so that by vision 2030 to abantu nya to ngani no halfway to barusi from the slums bagenda karaki komanya liga lakini ante sami abantu abatobarusio eshida ino ni ringa mutage tibanta abatokora tobarusio iko mateta komete mortgage houses jali all comfortable okwanda alikuwa kuna mko kuna nyumba ya bijega abantu bane bali bagotoru ali tumanyiti you don't consider that toru wega toka bakana boko okona abantu meta mashamba
omali chinyombe chimokwana nakosa
nyomba
amaski chinyombe chimokwana nakosa
egento kya basara kera ko ngana
ikokora
nyomba ne yakosa kwego
ekekerezo
kwa nyomba ne yakosa nyomba ne yakosa because omali ngana liyo the cost of building a house my friend is very expensive ona ezerekali ya ringa yaya abantu abanya kwa kacha nyomba tigatobanganye gochia na bakana taxi komi kero mutienyi yana kwa inyombe yana kwa maintained ya kwerangi amacha ba supplied or doing chena kwa bak yana kwa consider it kila kile bakwa kanu
sasa moyende sami kero keriboyo guchikwereneria korengana na data erega iganige kuorokia na abantu almost 7 million nigo bamenyeta sense mo togote bane informal settlements na boiga sense area ya slums up to now tubati Kibera, Mathare, Mukuru, Korogosho na boigo Mishoromoni abo korengana na data bune kwora kiwikira boniga almost 7 million bamenyeta slums na informal settlement na korengana na ninkwira ni sami senge nchona maboli boli liga ninkwira ni ase kwana asifuna kwa ure nkwana nera ali nyagoteba na priorities ya serikali abunongo kwirani na priorities ya serikali wikiraboniga na kichirimbu ya chire gosase nale uboroso bwasirire korengana nera tebana bunabona ero kurwense mu ya Bungoma mali ulino muntu amenyeteka ulino muntu kuboka ko muaje oso bwategesa kyaye galia so takani tikogenda komenya asinyombe chiga chikwaga chiri ulirense nabo ate barabuna baruya umuruya nigakomenya ase akoboko siomirira ng'ombe ya engeria uboka enkoko yaye ngeli galia no buna twakine iga buna korongo rwausi niko twari korara ni chingoko ase abande niko twakina torasi chichikoni abande chisege chituno chingoko cyari korara iguru ya priorities korengana nera agoteba na priorities te serikali nigo chiri chingana andi plan chiri kopwekana oga ero muntu utete taveta priority ya enenga oga ndo muntu kalisirunga priority ya enenga oyo kare gose Homa Bay oyo Nairobi priorities ichini chikwanda chiko chichi kurengana ya priorities
that is it again don't tell what abanga ki oburuso bwa wose foundation ye government ye asamaliko okwali koranga this is the government yabantu bali go chako benefit mono but bono ekero actual ebintu bya chakire okoru on the ground you could see they are completely yani imbabu ati priorities chiabantu first the priorities iko chirase but for example ekero toko genda for example totabe buno yo minto sifuna ale wata leader ya Linda Mwananchi he was asking a very good question. One, did you go to Kiminini? But what do they want now?
I want public participation.
Public participation yego. Abantu abanki batagete. Nabo ko nyarigana ngaki housing ye batagete. We housing chitagere kibera aga ndora nyomba chikolezi kukuru moino baka moino abantu abaruzi kuga babe kugali. You know this is an idea this is an idea that came from Singapore. Singapore ma they attack uzire kwana ko Singapore lero nowadays. Singapore lero to iruna ndege tukende ba shift bajire Norway. So why am I trying to say this? Singapore, the president of Singapore the journey ya Singapore baki ku Singapore bona era admired it's because of priorities. Singapore Zimbabwe is not a big country. This is a small country. What is this that we can do so that one abantu ababaito babe comfortable. The government can make sure did not njabwa housing levy. The president and the government in place ekaranga toros chinyomba ekaya chinyomba yakora gave to people ekaba a home to stay as a country. Then from there you work, then you start paying taxes. They have created an environment where you can thrive. Because you are living in that country, you are working, you are buying, you are eating, you are dressing. So they gave them that environment. So we are comparing another country's progress, but we are not doing exactly what that country did.
Infrastructure fund.
Infrastructure fund, yes. But a question Igaiga, we have interests. In Kenya, for example, samangana housing, to go to our throat. It is on there is someone who is having interest. Let me ask you, who is the owner of Sadiat Bank, a fund housing project? Who is the owner? Do you know? I'm asking you. No matter on a bank, you fund a housing project. Do you know? You don't know. That's why God having again. Whatever we are saying here, let us not mislead you about it. You got to start substantiating again. This is what is it. This is about interest. It's not about us. If it was us, people could come ask us. Then we sit down into one we want maybe a new technology. This because we can thrive. Because of priorities from our end. Okay. In the same way, Nairobi, there's no problem having any housing. But when it's structured, the problem I'm paying a tax. You know kuna bona ega to no muno ya wata banga ki na to change abantu to make as if this is a favor. When a government is in place, it's not favor. We are paying tax. This is not a favor. This is something that we have paid tax, we are entitled to have. Okay. Listen, Omar. Stadium Moi na Roseti Stadium. Moi ta Roseti Stadium. Na Kasarani. Let me say. Korozi Stadium is not rocket science. Moi did it too. This is something that we deserve. So don't tell us I'm asking William Ruto. It's our taxes that made this government in place. So don't make it about the government who William Ruto is doing a favor. No favor.
Omari na chikwereneria sensemo ibo ikontu chiko swa sensemo ya devolution to swa county cheito na toligerina nkendre choko kwa tiyo boroso bwo mogosia sabono yango tarase muri chiduka so mutima komoke
Eye ni Ensoko TV, oboroso bw'umugusi. Obutindi n'obusumbasi amate ninkikere tokore.
Asama rieta ngoro ko munyagitari bosire koru Betami Rehabilitation Center. Betami Rehabilitation Center togotoka asegusi ensemo ya Gesonso na Nairobi ga ogoche ensemo ya Ungatarunga Xerian Road. Ime ya Betami nigo togo konya abantu bari amaruna mariogo yogotindi asariri obongo bwabo. Togo konya abantu buna umwana funzi orenge kwende university ongere gotumia maruna mariogo yogotindi amosariri wana yaikireke wango guikaru aligo. Panya oroyo onde orenge kwende kanisa otigire onge yakonywa mariogo yogotindi na amaru abasari. Erio twabaretaga Betami twabarwali elinde obugima bwabo bwirane gochaso obugima obi
Christmas number 0706380913 Betami Rehabilitation Center lichi buri gukora chingatale icyobutindo. Chuo kikuu cha Tangaza tumebobea katika kozi zifuatazo: PhD in Education, Masters in Theology, Bachelors of Arts and Communication, Diploma in Law, Certificate in Counseling Psychology. Tunafundisha TVET courses kama vile ICT, Diploma in Teacher Education. Tunafundisha lugha ya Kifaransa na Kijerumani. Kwa maelezo zaidi, wasiliana nasi katika anwani inquiries@tangaza.ac au tupige simu kwa nambari 0722204724 au 0711713910. Unaweza kututembelea katika chuo chetu mji wa Karen, jiji kuu la Nairobi, Lang'ata Road. Tangaza University, kuelimisha akili, kugeuza mioyo na kubadili maisha. Ubugima n'urugendo rw'atamange amaya n'amabe. Umusakito Linet Nyambane niga ng'aririe imena isiko ya gusi na gusanga n'abayaeteire n'abakuyaetera.
Nchekera na ibole twe unango tebiwa ndabona ibole tukinde buya ngakina kinde buya ekera na chiwe ke miaka sta ngachaka ndifero po ngoira samagoro wani kamanya gutokanga na twali roba ona wacha gitego
aya nime yo muroberyo bumwenori kirali tukule Jumatano chinsabiri chabutuko imeya Ensoko TV oboroso bumugusi. Chinchira chito chigekoro nigo chirasoko goseli gwokonene gosiriwa ne chinchira chekerero. Ekira kikiagire Ensoko TV twachire guturigesa ku kyomugusi kurwa soko limera asendiba y'abanyandwariro.
Oboroso bw'omugusi bwegekirwe omugusi bono ne chinjira chiago goikaransanse na kubeke TV yao kwene kingangwe somyo regekoro kyomugusi
wetero muroberyo bw'igekoro gyeito hasi tokomera nabaga kabasamwerere naboigabange nabanyika eligo kwanero okwebogia chindagira amasikani chinyangi nemejega ao y'omugusi.
Kera lituko ria Ramisi chinsa ibere igoro imeye TV yao na mbe Ensoko TV
na Stephen Nyarike Mbunde tolende ekimira.
Eye Ensoko TV oboroso bw'omugusi.
Ekoro yeito imeye Ensoko. Ensoko. Ekoro yeito imeye Ensoko. Ensoko ibyengia yakire ngumanga bunalero. Ensoko.
Eye Ensoko TV oboroso bw'omugusi.
Karibu na ndo mwanchumu rigere mambia ya bono chide kange merongo ebire na nyichuka chia tigere mambia bono turage chinse sana ne muchia bono mubaso karokeria togosoa tokwandira nkwane ete mambia ya bono togosoa ase mangana abwatikaine na devolution ye itokuru abuntu chikukorera asa mangana bwatikene political climate tugukora guchibosyo tuguchakana nsemo yago Omari so far so good igoro ya mangana bwatikene na devolution as tuarule ase tuikire weaknesses, strengths, wikirabona iga bunabona sense mu yaba governor so muchano noro kali gatiaiga bagavana bakali gocha ase committee area ya CPAC wenyore ekerenge kerenegia committee area ya CPAC nigo gocha kwarangiri gwacha kwerana kweresera na kigwaba ko gutumeka kibesa bunabona area igoro county yokorwa ne ya Nyamira ne county ya Nyamira wikirabona iga ene ntunda ya kabire wiki area ya eta na igoro umugavana we county ya Nyamira wikirabona iga bado taraikirana wiki area eta nigo yaringe na nigabwate amagana bwatkene na health issues igo bakamwanchira igoro naromba muganyete bas na atachiti goikirana bona bera chikomo bera kongwa kwaurira n'abaseneta baikene bakase bakargote bana bono IG kanja bagotumana genda motoretere umugavana gete ngwaru ichenga kiayemo bagusifuna bakominyoka linolia samburu gocha
igoro ya mangana a devolution ne county ne ya Nyamira
umararibia mono
a constitution ya 2010 ya Kenya igo ya state devolution ilinde amagenderero aikero mwananchi mashinani. That was number 1 ya agenda ya 2010 constitution. Devolution ya kayara suchi county karasu 47 ninga kera ensemo enyabege ukeru kwetere esemo ya county governments. County government jikaiwe mandate yega igavana kaiwe mandate yogo chitenenera kwa muno nero mukubwa bwe county. Tiangira nesemo ya gusi umarali ntabenga ntobatobo komwa sensemo ya gusi unanyamira gwateba konyoranga mugavana uri keraro bisi iga asia etwa kare onyebire yogotonga bona igata getebweka benefit oebanga abantu bare aetwe mandate yoko bakaraki yoko bakonya owe baebire unabona nyamira umarali nabo witness nabo ko bere witness ngano nyagitari abantu bakana nyamira bari bakaraki bari bakonya ezinga ntenga governor weta konyara go dedicating nyagitari twara mari yoko abantu bakaraki babwenigo igo according to me devolution be ya target but igaika somewhere ebintu bigatarika karibia sale kabono konyanga bona governors yaba bagwenda ba benefit neji family chaba bamenyete bya abandi umuntu akuru ariko bawasimora onda UK ko wenigo withera the government chibesa che county chira to amento koraki okonyera abantu be county eri yae although the other hand ne to tabenga devolution ya anda ke ya temire to some extent ko wikera the agenda sia bwenta koraki abento kutwara lakini asa gusi na gauge naona tabenga gusindura ikera devolution bure bwana takoba biye chikounty chile cha temire budget ya county chili chikwena no is uniform to all counties there Kiambu no ere mo inoga is doing very well through the same amount chile bakora kibako ego kwanyira ngabona mugavana wate mugavana kanyaribo abanda kera aina nenki ya kolera liga urwara asenga ngama itenga gidonge akoreki akolire igo devolution ya very twisted in a way bone bintu byasira okoreki wasaligwa muntu na agoswali ikanga ya are konya abantu bali abantu konya koreki obeba
umugavana sesemo yago sami niga nero gucha uragwa mono nabo igo mochiwa samangana mange lakini aba MC mbere gatiga nande mbara bwo mayete bare binyoro imali
I think asegende kamonda te kwana lero normally na se nazamangana eji county chetu nje usually tinde te kwanda ne statement ngo chakera bodambe ro Nyamira county I always say Nyamira county is a mistake. Why ngo Nyamira county is a mistake? Oborai for example bwe governor karoro chomotu umutu bwen kabuno mogaka is the CEO bona benga aro mogaka Nyamira nere tata ekaroroche umochandora so that means don't expect him to be correct and which inside nyaribo esababu yanata te ko jere senate neringa tabwa tigenda ko chocolate as senate nyaribo you know sometimes ekarongoligereri the okonyoranga bakona batabanga nga nibwa tarankozi aba MC bakongusa kuchia abantu bande bakongusa kuchia. That's why county got developed. You know, these are side shows. The county no ibone gentunkwebo no tukunyara kogayana 20 just 20 MCs tukunyara kogayana no baletamo buno mogaka bwenka
mate Nairobi bwa 80 plus
bwa 80 plus but someone is here he knows how to korengania abantu obaletamo. So as a governor no tukunyara kukwana ne MC elected leader bunaye moisaranze bote what are the challenges injota gete tokore because that is leadership ekero konyora bwa moyo gose mangana ya tari kokolekana gose governor tari konyakora that means you see ngaki it's a failure. The leadership yani toko ya kora leadership qualities from the governor omokwani ondega kwana te ya tabanga bono nyalibo there is a time abantu delegation sinkwanda bale gari bamute umugaka na onye mbali advisors bamute umugaka ebintu ebimbo bebire tirango to be call it this way nyalibo tali ngagaro mubi nyalibo asengenjo yobole ubwaye yugotarambali birengere byabosyo yani tabwati keusike to tanga tabwati birenga ibirurano birakonye county na tumusuguma Ishmael ominto bona azinya liba ikire na tukusuguma tomo ikiba kenzinyo kintu nkiye we are going to expect ko azinya liba nyalibo is completely oikire gali to koronga ki sell by date, yani we expire in terms of leadership. Ntokunyara kumusuguma iko tokuna watabanga ki ngainya sare kurwa muntu ndachaiga atobaliri uburabu nyasa mwaka maguta atorae to soe to nyore nyamira yaitu nyamira iri tutageteri kero muntu kakwenda guchimatari ntokore kamne sub county ya Kisii county twore kana like a holds a county in operation uino umujando boka tobwata twachire kogana twachire korigereria lakini umujando bado genderete noringa abaye musia bakona kurwanese igiga asinge njo batageti kuna gutauri bakona guserura igento kirikero esegiana kurwana nga zagaba nango itule usirure ruegento oso waguchi muino gaga fight yechinchi ko Nyamira county because ene nchere ya mumunganyo yo muyu oyo mubukuragera ina roti ne ba nda gwanje nonye na yali asoro chengebe sankubijorwe nyalibo garo muntu okogosuma na gotoboka chia mzieji chia roje nga nyalibo yo garo mokong baka toenge segi ebe continuous tuona konyola igento kikona gutirimbo kama acha kona drop tuona gusiba. That is why nyalibo ta konyara county ile senge njoba naliri ko bameni uboke na boko bwako bameni mboko mba gwanja bwaere asenge njoba na boko era muno mulembo gocha ige sili ga koro ugoze ke bawo kelige gotijo igo Nyamira county bono muna tutene inega nyalibo ta go tokonye tika twanjira nego tetonjira nenga ki buraibwa nyalibo mbogo tokonye no nyembura tokonye miaka 8 emiaka eri anyagarama abwate ketarike eri anyagarama agakora na ndo irwa another 5 ono tokuchwa so mwaka bwo mwele ojo iga it's around 8 years bono nonye inki abagusiko saba Nyamira to expected nyaliba tokolere umondo ndakwana ngakinga nyalibo bekire street light. I was there personally. I was there on over the weekend on Saturday omwaka gaki nonyene taya turiko nyara korora nonyene turiko nyara konyo ne post yeliye tongere deliye simegete tayo obora uwaye mbori korora nonyene post yeliye renzali ka kinki where did we go wrong ngaito yani nyantu nkinyasa atotigete inki atotigerete akatoanya liboto chandegete.
Okay, lichi ulikoligi wega samangana bwatikaine no bochenu chi semi infrastructure ase county ya Nyamira ngaito koronga itochi 2027 yaro yaikire na barayiba karate una ibabwe kaine kuru moino paka moino
omara limbia mono eto atabiringa Nyamira eto county eto tura ira no mono because no to the best governor yangira kolegas ono eto eboligo then what next donya ko tabanga governor no mobe twebe next year election neto nyari to amwirandiri asa kwa abaniro ngori ama ene pio mugavana handinga igenda rocha anya gukonya abantu be county na billion zira ira chance 13 ngana abantu akwero ngori
abana basame barabona abasame ngori bale chabatie town ye so mucho yo morabu chabatie mucharo to tayo se machine ai na ngabona ero ngori ye mugavana wikaranse go ori ke budget ngabona tigato abantu ero ngori honestly ugutere abanta bamwete chikure n'abanta tabatageti ugnege nteke tangana kibanta abana mwangete kura tikora tiki timbatageti bono tote in other counties tatebe health sector enga kinyinge ko gabanya kitari ba gombere health is involved ya kwa me kunyanga bagavana we budget ile abwate banyagitari mbate ko ba considered era bona kabwate budget ya ngo rwalo iro UK wani tati komanya the 300 before ba mwangete chikura kuruwali county yale na kibako raki bako konyeka devolution ya linge best measure mangana devolution ekonye health sector kome konyoranga in most cases nyakitali Nyamira kuranda ndali nyakitali na machi tari gutoko bona baza bakaremege sima kibata machi echumbi ngaikiyari
mbare nko ngambare ma kibata machi echumbi ona machi ganaro iko tayo in short iko bona county ye ya Nyamira yangira gukora the number one thing ya bekere to obisi mangana health care bangira gukora the right thing aya togende county ya Gusia Kisii tatebera ngonya batematena bwate language chaba akini bare in the right track if they continue that mbatema gokonya health sector yaito education abantu bayisidi mbalikwa Nyamira county kalika balimu abo from the previous government ili anyaka ya Lengororo bakabekwa babere bagosukuma sukumuko kama kunga balimu bakore myaka ebere banya kwa kano ne siringi mwalimu bwate familia yabo kamambia ndakonya abana school bayizidi taliko koraki taliko gukende kiyonse tira nasi para county chonsi pinchi bwate MCS bago represent ward levels
kungura makoli
kungura chipara chiri umuralingo tebinga yento kyo kumingelinga no chito kitachagurwa njirigasi baliko koragasi nde yonsi pi abantu bali bakwana budget ba sign gali cha sokire kiro muntu beke bese yamubuka ali muno nyate abanga be konya boka bali ndo mugaka takoraki embe ote mwaka embe ne senate embe ya chire senate ku mwaka bamote ya enta takoraki togosire embe tukubekire chikoti bamubekira mangana yo koraki aera county assembly yoka keligasi Speaker ya county assembly obwenta go deliver chikwende chonsi piche county weka igale mune spokesman ye gavana okanyaranga oyo akwenda motenga ya abantu ababangire kana igale akitoko kora atangara tachibasi kurwa ali taxi eli katokora kitobeke gocha ebango na churi nyamira kero mwaka kere financially ngora sibali chipesa ngaichi gocha iko kunyanga chipesa chonsi ba uchibeka babeko mubuko bali igonga devolution yeye to some extent according to me to have failed in a very high level. Nende correct mangana yonsi next year on elections ti abantu bono to chamo to ikaranse to nyolenga una kitura nyole solution aba ngwate abanda abonsi bana chasa babwe kaine na bakubeka na kinaro yo motora nyoro kwartaki urumya nenda abantu bonsi paise gwanja baikaranse
ngoli wakorwase bali ababe
bana ko bonsi babe naro yo motora nyore uracho konya account yebune account yeto nali at least ira ikere amaona ali abekere tu yacho retunga county government tikebero ekonya abantu county chinde na chika kotebi jingo kwa example ga Kiambu muina Kiambu is doing very well by the way Kiambu Governor is doing excellent work
yaso gukora
yaso gukora noko nyaranga umuntu oli obekira abantu bonsi piamo LT yabo bale bya banyitanda bagomba mbagunya igo bagwaka no immediately abana igo bagosoma abandi busa babe ku school banda basomo lakini bona county chide mbalunya akora bwaigo igo county chide chiko tema nende chide koraki taliko tema
okay Samia sogo koranga tena cheito chere twachidaika I very choke
ase bona chisa michire yani I mean Ishmael bona chisa michire nabako nyaranga kiende twabalirwe oborabu nando borabu bwaito obogocho kurwase ebirengereri byaito usokogani bwaito bunabanyamira bono asengenjo nande twarorire nga igotora abange tutagete ichenjira kintu tamanyaini yari kunyarekana tumanyane nane tumanyirira ninga ekerenga ya devolution inkiki arenge nande oyutwaete devolution ya tokonya asogotora ekiagokora na kitua motomete gose kitomotomete na kiagokora so tumanye ngaki ingaitwarenge ngaitore nane ngaitogochi ekera yabeire boigo bono iga nyaribo gali bunembe belie koroma geguterera asengenjo yake ngoteberayo inkitoganeti ntoganeti umurai for example umurai okogenda koro kinyamira oborabu bori bokoreteki botakera no murai oyo bakabo murai ore bono intere gokoye example buneke moni ekemoni egasi yaye ekemoni kukiarire kigutire no kendagira ngekuri ekemoni inkoma kishwa kerenga ki inyitite gocho muchi ekemoni nkoma kishwa kerenga igali bune mbebate koli nonyene yange liko rocho kubike yanga nona abana rocho kubike skuru abayizidi ako erongoli yanga yaboterumwa igonkite tegoteba intutege kemoni ke kogenda keme kishwanga account yalia abantu bono barageri bayigutire
okay
mbali ko enda ono kolaga nande ngokayo anymore abana baito chiaye uniform chiabo njiri kwenda kuriebu inkinta edagoteba igonta edagoteba ngaki tute tumurayo bwate birura ebirengereri ebirurano ebirengereri bito birigerere tibosyo ebirengereri bibwata abanyamira kwanza ebirengereri bimanyete ngaki public participation y'abantu na ku progress na progress y'abanyamira igonga omuntu yuko kwoyomo intebona nabo the other time nga I look at manifestos n'abantu bakubuli jo obogavana the moment nasomete a manifesto y'omuntu kurukunga James Kemoni Ongera Kemoni. That's when I saw they are visionary people. Januano are my the ground. Baba Nyamba they are in the ground. Oh, on the position na in the ground. But born again to take a thinking, do you have a paper? Born not which go trust you monto, Obuata Marikonga Kiakon. To sign Munaruta go sign the charter, singer again taking a to call Egawagon, Abana easy to sign to Koran. Because Obo Checheli Oboiga, nobody you would Tabago Tico to Arabanyamira, we deserve better. That is why to take a Abaraiba what the vision. Corruption yet say what Maninga corruption. Na kicking the Varangaki, Baminto, Abanyamira. The only hope that we have no korangaki ngaitoko nyorike moni.
Okay,
thank you so much.
Kumararia so gukorera
ndaikeya muna
account yete ya mire ya twari amangana mange aya abwenta ko korura kinya bantu bangira gukora ki bangira gukora mungaka kirara se familia uri account iribono ya nyamira ne familia enyo ru musata kabisa igorere chinguru anyanda ugunya komandi aba MC bali na bana ba batenga tokolega ine tutagete uranya gukora kikokonye account yete nyamira uraso ukoro mari nako tanga nyamira umusacho tokire urarinde familia iriengi me nyamira anyibekamo to arubura buchitaje be kunyomba na bana kaba gocha ba gukora kimbago tuombera ba kunyiro nguri tabatu sky umusacho tokire umusacho no tokoronga umusacho nyambati umusacho je wonta nyambati tokira ari uranya gukora account yete nyamira amyam amagendera ari atakeire arinde familia iri nyamira ngima amagendera onsi pyabeku abantu bakine buya ne familia ngima igo abantu banyamira nago basabanga umusacha nyambati okire ndi muntu urato kwa nyamira umusacha arinde familia nyamira ngima umusacha nyambati arinde familia yonse abantu bonse banyamira simole nko bavolinga mware wancha tubwate si umusacha uriga akora mangana ari yonse pi ayo mugakanya uyoro mugotu etukiandi yanyagaire bono osinyiru byonse pi umusacha nyambati akora mangana ari
ngano bogo tutukulige muntu te yoboire na kintu gikisene yari kumanya ngano bogo tutukuligeria then yaribo ari ko genda nyamba tiatiga nyamba is one person already in parliament did not sponsor even one bill did not do anything ge korokunga umondari mark it was only in a committee of transport and housing listen I was there that is
oyanze kresho
yatora akorera gao mbia mono mwachumo ligeria so sanga twa sangira seria rero abuna tugwikira o moelio nkwane ntoyegendereria wiki egocha basi ndwira na ande kibute keiga eli togendereria nkwane gatonyore na lichibundireri nana bwego bochorio no mwako gocha tumanye na kuranga yego chako genda guchina manase county ya Nyamira na wiko gendera ko kubwati miro bindi yatigera se lituko ligima wika lyankina na itoromera se asembyo kolede ne chinsa chabo tukeriane Ishmael Mogere na alingamo na Simon Manyi amo na Clinton Omari.